Here's all the Black Panther Wakanda Forever spoilers in one place. Everything you could ever want to know about the latest Marvel movie and all that takes place in it is here in this comprehensive guide. The latest film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Writer-director Ryan Coogler's Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, is now here for all to see. Continuing on the story that began in Black Panther, it brings us deeper into worlds old and new that have been reshaped by loss, as well as the arrival of a fresh face that moviegoers haven't yet gotten the chance to know before. If you find yourself in this article, best be prepared that this is a guide for all the spoiler coverage of the film you could ever want. If you have not yet seen the film, then it's best to turn back now or prepare for us to hold your hand through basically everything that happens. Who is the new Black Panther? There are perhaps no greater shoes to fill than those left by the titanic talent that was Chadwick Boseman. No one will ever be able to replace the charisma and compassion that he brought to the role that he made his own in so many ways. However, the film does provide someone that was closer to his character than just about anyone who seems set to now carry on the legacy. The king is dead, but the Black Panther lives on. After the stupendous success of Black Panther, Marvel fans were eager to see where director Ryan Coogler and star Chadwick Boseman would lead the franchise in the sequel. However, after the tragic passing of Boseman and Marvel Studios' promise not to recast King T'Challa, Black Panther Wakanda Forever became a whole different movie. Instead of avoiding Boseman's death, Coogler incorporates it into the film by making the sequel all about mourning loved ones, accepting your legacy, and letting go of your pain, so life can move on. At the center of Wakanda Forever, there's also the question of who would take the hero's moniker. The Black Panther has been the protector of Wakanda for many centuries, so even with T'Challa's passing in the MCU, someone must step up and become the hero. It's not exactly a surprise that Princess Shuri Letitia Wright becomes the new Black Panther in Wakanda Forever. After all, the hero's mantle was kept inside the royal lineage for generations. With T'Challa's dying from a mysterious disease, it makes sense his younger sister would feel responsible for protecting Wakanda. However, while the answer is straightforward, Wakanda Forever does a spectacular job showing Shuri's journey from mourning her brother to accepting his legacy. And by becoming the next Black Panther, Shuri also solves a massive problem that Killmonger Michael B. Jordan left behind in the first Black Panther. How does Shuri become the new Black Panther? At the beginning of Wakanda Forever, we learn that Shuri is trying to manufacture a synthetic substitute for the heart-shaped herb Killmonger burned the plant's entire crop after taking the throne in the previous film. The plant connects Wakanda's protector and the panther goddess Bast, giving its user enhanced strength, agility, and endurance through the heart-shaped herb. Each Black Panther also visits the ancestral plane, where the spirits of dead warriors still live. Shuri doesn't believe in the ancestral plane and the Black Panther mythology, but she hopes to use the plant's healing properties to save her brother from his illness. However, Shuri is incapable of recreating the plant in time, and T'Challa's death only pushes her further away from Wakanda's tradition. 1 year after T'Challa's passing, Shuri still doesn't know what it means to be the Black Panther, but when Namor Tenoch Huerta threatens to destroy Wakanda, the princess decides it's time for the nation's protector to return. And the key for Shuri to become the new Black Panther is a bracelet gifted to her by Namor. The bracelet was made with the branches of the mystical plant the Mesoamericans used to become underwater creatures, a plant that has grown close to a vibranium deposit, similar to the heart-shaped herb. So, by analyzing this new plant's composition, Shuri finds the molecular clues she needs to reproduce Wakanda's herb. Shuri uses the synthetic heart-shaped herb and is taken to the ancestral plane. There, she meets with Killmonger, who forces her to admit she's only becoming the new Black Panther to kill Namor. As Killmonger tells her, Shuri is not as noble as her brother, and the rage that burns inside her makes her more like her genocidal cousin. At first, Shuri refuses to recognize how her will to burn the world to the ground mirrors Killmonger's goals. Still, she's determined to kill Talakan's ruler. What happens after Shuri becomes the new Black Panther? In the final duel against Namor, Shuri must decide to slay her enemy or spare his life. When Shuri presses her spear against Namir's neck, she has a vision of her dead mother, Queen Ramonda Angela Bassett. She thinks about what kind of protector she wants to be, and just like her brother before her, Shuri decides to let go of her anger and work for the good of the people of Wakanda. She offers a truce to Namor and establishes an unstable peace with Talokan. Curiously enough, while Shuri takes the role of the Black Panther, she doesn't want to rule as Queen of Wakanda, so she decides to skip the coronation ceremony, allowing M'Baku to challenge for the right to sit on the throne. That's an exciting development for Wakanda, especially since Shuri's recreation of the heart-shaped herb can lead to more people getting the powers of the Black Panther. Marvel Studios better get Coogler on board for Black Panther 3, because we can't wait to see what happens next.